Alright guys, I'm back. So I brought it inside and I've kind of started with cutting my stuff, trying to get you where I can see you here. Alright. So what I've done is I've cut out the pieces I need for the decorations on it. I used holographic silver for the main part of the eye, and I did that at about 1 1/4 inch. And then I used a bit black for the center, and this is just black premium vinyl. And that one was at 0.88, but it's really preference, however you want the eyes to look. Sometimes people will bring their own lures in and they want you to make it look like that, or they'll send you a picture. The other thing I've done is I went ahead and printed off the stripes that I'm going to put on it. I made these at about 5 inches, and then I made them about 3 inches tall. So that'll fit on there pretty well, it looks like. So let's get started. I use AT65 to lift my pieces with. Let's see, kind of eyeball it here. I usually have a piece that's already been used a couple times that I reuse, but the fish markings are a little bit longer, so all I have is small, and I'm going to kind of press it against me just to kind of get the sticky off a bit. Since I'm doing it right on the paint, I just don't want to take any chance of it messing up the paint. Now for the eyeballs, I do have an older piece that I've been working with, and I'm just going to use that just for the sake of not making sure it doesn't pull up any of my paint. Okay, so I'm just putting a little pressure on it, and then I'll flip it over, and it comes up a little bit, so I just push down on it as I'm pulling, and it comes right off. You can kind of see, I was telling you how I had the toe marked where it'll make it on the bottom. My logo's on the bottom, so I can kind of make sure I line everything up away from that. And I kind of, let's see, which one I like better. I like that. So I just kind of line up where I think I'm going to want it. And I do that. Let me do the markings first. I think that'll be easier. I've done it both ways, but I think doing the markings first is going to be the easiest. Now, when I cut the markings, what I do is I size one of them the way that I want them, and the size that I want it, and I hit the duplicate button over on the right hand side at the top, and it'll make an exact duplicate. Now, with you wanting to do it on both sides though, like you basically want a mirror image, you just go to the top and there's a button that says flip, and I just click flip horizontal, and it'll make you basically a mirror image so that you can do the other side. Some people just mirror it when they cut it, which is fine if that's how you want to do it, but I'm one of those people that will almost always forget to mirror if I don't have some kind of direction. So when I go to put it on, I kind of put part of it kind of overlapping the black. And I don't push it all the way down. What I do is I start up here and I push my pieces down so that they'll stick, and then I'll start to kind of pull it up. I usually don't pull it all the way off, so that was a little boo-boo, but. And then you can kind of see I just kind of start working my way down, and I'll try. See. So what I do is I just kind of tuck it in the middle here and push these down in the middle just like that. And as I start to pull it away, then I can easily, and then same thing, if you need to pull it up a little bit, you can do that and just kind of work your way down. It takes a little bit more time that way, but it will lay down, and it looks like the rest of them are small enough that they kind of just laid down. So that kind of gives you a little pretty, really doesn't have any bubbles or anything. And so we'll do the other side. You're going to do the same thing. And again, this is just a mirror image of what we were doing. I just press on it. I really just press on it with my fingers. Sometimes I'll use my scraper if I need to, but for the most part it'll stick down with your fingers on this tape. I use this, like I said, several times, so I just kind of love this tape. And I just kind of eyeball and see like where exactly I started, so I'm up into the black a bit. I try to just line it up similar on this side. And again, I start my thing up here and I get those going, and then I start to, one of them came up. And then I start working it down this way. And sometimes your transfer tape will kind of buckle, but your thing is already down, so your decal. And again, just push down in the middle, and these will just kind of lay down, these smaller pieces. And then we'll look at this. I may have to readjust a little bit. Looks decent. I have a little bitty bubble here. Just going to take my tool and I'm going to lift up the edge of it. So I lifted it up, and then I'm just going to push it down real good. Everything else looks pretty good. And again, if you wanted a smoother surface or whatever, you can always, I mean, it's pretty smooth if you look at it. If you want it smoother than that, you can always epoxy first and then do it. Okay, let me see. I lost one of my eyeballs. Where did it go? Well, where the heck did it go? Oh, I already put it on there. I'm a goofball. Alright, so doing the eyeball, I just kind of, to try and get you where you guys can see it, I just kind of put it on the, anywhere on this inside portion of the gills. Alright, so I'll do one of those, and then I'll go ahead and do transfer tape everywhere. Do the black part and get this side done. And I just eyeball it, and I just try and get it to the center. I'm pretty OCD, so usually lined up pretty well. There's that side. Whoop. My battery's running low, so let's hope we can. Give me just a second and I will plug us in. Now we're going to do this other side. Okay, why are you fussing at me? I'm all plugged in. And just going to do the same thing, and I kind of just see where I'm at on the other side. So I'm right where the black is overlapping, and I'm starting there. So we'll do that somewhere over here. Just make sure I'm about the same length from the front there as I am. And then do the same thing with the black. There you go. It's pretty cute. Not too bad. That's what we got. I always just kind of check over, and I'll go over it again and make sure all my stuff is pushed down real good before I do my epoxy. If there's any loose edges or anything, it can work those pieces up, so you just want to make sure you're stuck down real good. And that's all there is to it. And then I just add my epoxy. I usually do a couple coats at least, but it's, again, personal preference. Usually it takes a couple coats to get a good covering. A little spot on there. Don't have a paper towel sitting handy, so I'm just going to wipe it down a little bit. My eyeball had a little bit of a mark on it. And I'll go over like the eyeballs and stuff with alcohol before I epoxy it, just so they're nice and clean. And that's it, guys. That's your fish tutorial in several steps. Sorry, once I figure out how to work my camera, hopefully we can do it all at once. But till then, that's it.